there goes Barefoot. He's being pulled out, and in comes the Invader. Ray Perkowski takes the truck back onto the track. He's in that left-hand lane to take Barefoot's place against Jack Willman's Taurus. Taurus Invader, the matchup set to go. One of these trucks goes to the finals. Taurus, average time of 14.71 on this track. Invader's time, 19.68. Now, Invader is a much heavier truck, a much older truck. But can this veteran driver outpower the young Jackie Willman? Jackie looks over. We wait for the green light. And showtime in the Houston Astrodome. Invader right off the line, and Taurus stops. Taurus cannot get started. Invader. Now Taurus gets going. Can he catch up? Invader's already around the turn. He may be. Yes, he will be the first truck to win in the left-hand lane all night long. And Taurus has problems. He loses to Invader. It happened on the line. A puff of smoke out of Taurus, and he just sits there. The truck dies. Meanwhile, Invader is going down the track. It's back to the pits for Taurus and to the finals. One thing Dennis didn't mention is that wind came in the inside lane. That's where everybody seems to be picking up a lot of speed. It's a kinder, gentler lane. They line up for our next matchup. This time, Tropical Thunder goes against Monster Patrol. Paul Schaefer drove the Monster Patrol to 10th in qualifying, and Wayne Smolzanek took Tropical Thunder to 5th. Tropical Thunder has been struggling of late. And Monster Patrol, the rookie, the newcomer, has really been coming on strong. On the start, Monster Patrol with a fan hop. That's driver's inexperience. Can he catch up with the slower Tropical Thunder? He does catch Tropical Thunder. What a come-from-behind victory! What a comeback! Monster Patrol takes the win!
Even the snakebite crew goes over to stand with them because they know this is going to be a double throwdown final race for Andy the Man Brass.
There it is, the final pass for Andy Brass, the great champion after 9 seasons, takes the win. He goes out in style. A big round of applause. Congratulations all around in the pit area. Andy Brass, the Bigfoot cruiser, laying down a good one in this mud. A 5:22 to the 5:51 of Colt Cobra. So Andy Brass not only wins the championship for the 4th time, but once again he goes out in style by winning.
Monster Moment.
They say everything is done big in the Lone Star State, and the world record monster truck jump-off contest on November 19, 1994 was no exception. With action more spectacular than a Texas shootout, these trucks blasted through the air at distances well in excess of 70 feet, minus a few spare parts. But it was the legendary Bigfoot who turned the Astrodome into the Johnson Space Center when Dan Runte launched his Ford a record 109 feet 4 inches. That's a 572 Ford Hemi propelling 10,000 pounds of metal, fiberglass, and fuel 109 feet 4 inches. Bigfoot's record would last until 1996 when Fred Schaefer and Barefoot set the new market 119.2 feet, also inside the Astrodome.
Yeah, a lot of stunt drivers now in Hollywood are using spring-loaded seats to absorb the shock of the impact. Fred Schaefer against Gary Porter.
Dodge your way. We got a race.
Well, now, who won that one? I honestly don't know. Fred Schaefer, Barefoot, a 5:57.
57 to take the win, but it was an awfully close race, Gary. Let's take a look at this one again.
Well, that was a photo finish indeed. A 5:57 for Fred Schaefer. In slow motion, here it is.
Porter actually settles down in no man's land first. Then Schaefer cranks the trigger on that big Dodge.
Well, now we have Dodge against Ford. There is the big blue Bigfoot Ford of Dan Runte. Has yet to taste a loss this season. Has won every round of competition. He goes up against the black Dodge Rampage.
And you know this guy has got Runte in his crosshair. Just a win here could make your whole year if you're from the Dodge camp.
Well, everybody at this point has that big blue truck in the crosshairs. Good run for Rampage. Hey. Rampage got him. Rampage got him. A 5:11. The Dodge finally knocks off Bigfoot. The first loss for Dan Runte this season.
They'll still be dancing when the sun comes up, man. That makes a year for you right there. It's a good run, too.
He had him at the tree, had him in no man's land. It was all Dodge. Oh, my. What a big victory for Todd. He has to be ecstatic. He's with Army.
Manson on the other end, barking.
And Patrick.
Snake bite rolls into state.
Love the flashing red eyes.
Here you go again. You're there. I mean, you love both of these.
I do.
They're three-dimensional trucks. They're right up your alley. But one basic Chevrolet design body, one Ford design body.
I don't think Dan Patrick's going to make the same mistake twice.
I hope not. I think clutch problems probably got him the first time around. I think the clutch hooked up quicker than they wanted it to. Kind of like a centrifugal clutch on a go-kart, Ralph. Real simple. It's a lot harder than that, but that's the way it works.
Dan Patrick's going to slide into position. Well, he got left at the line, didn't he?
Yeah, Snakebite with a much better start. Much better start on this go-around for Snakebite. Rocked the pole, but he's still okay.
Well, Dan Patrick is only going to take 40 points.
Monster trucks.
Inside the TWA Dome, over 32,000 monster maniacs had a chance to witness one of the gnarliest crashes in recent memory. Not that one by Bigfoot, Littlefoot, but by Paul Schaefer and his Monster Patrol. Monster Patrol's aggressiveness on the course sent this one flying.
The track was kind of a wild track, but what happened was the frame gave away in the middle of the frame. It broke the frame. When it come down, it did a wheelie and landed on the back bumper. But it shouldn't have been a problem, but the frame broke. When the frame broke, it just slammed into the ground and it rolled over 2 or 3 times. When I hit the ground first, I felt something break loose, and then I woke up and everybody was in there dragging me out of the truck.
Knocked you unconscious, huh?
I was out. I hope that I sell a whole lot of T-shirts by that wreck, you know?
I was going to say, tell me this right now. You probably can't go into exact dollar figures, but what does a crash like that set you back in money and time?
It set me back $10,000 because this body cost $2,000, the wings $2,000, the paint job's $2,000, the lettering job's $2,000, and then all the other parts I tore up.
Competing on their home turf, Eric Meager and Bigfoot easily won a second-round battle over Bulldozer, but the Ford pays the ultimate price as the drive shaft pushes into and breaks the transfer case. Due to Monster Patrol's early demise, Gravedigger could have taken it easy on his bye run, but Dennis Anderson had other ideas about breaking in the newest Gravedigger.
They want to check to make sure it was set. It's digger time.
Anderson busted up the suspension and has to spend the rest of the night fixing the Chevy for freestyle.
What they like to see.
After squashing Little Tiger, Gunslinger, and then Carolina Crusher in the finals, Fred Schaefer and Barefoot have every reason to do donuts during freestyle. The biggest applause of the night was saved for Dennis Anderson and the new Gravedigger, who makes it back from a suspension overhaul and lets it rip in St. Louis.
You're going to see quite a bit of DQs there because I believe their guys are going to try to cut that pole too tight, catch it with the left rear tire. When it falls over, it's a DQ. There's no discussion on it.
The 1998 racing season set to get underway with the Virginia Giant and the Bulldozer kicking it off on TV.
Virginia Giant, a little trouble. Now you got to swing hard and run back.
Oh, it's tough making that turn. Look, they're both struggling.
It's anybody's race because they're both in trouble, Ralph. No one's got a handle on what's going on. Neil Wilson, it's big time, but now let's see what happens. Is it going to happen?
Bulldozer Mike was the first one to the line, but he knocked the pole over. That could be a bit of a penalty.